And we are starting with some breaking news coming in of the use and sale of drone that has now been banned in Rajouri. This is the latest updates coming in and several steps that are now being taken by our forces, which includes the Air Force installing security apparatus at the Jammu Air Base to track the Pak drone threat. Meanwhile, we have the NIA teams who are also present at the Jammu Air Base as the agencies are tightening their noose around the probe against the Pak drone attack. And the latest that we are picking up now is that the border districts have also taken measures on the drone menace from across the border. The use and sale of drone that has now been banned in Rajouri. This is a massive decision that has now been taken to fight the drone menace. The use and sale of drones that has now been banned in Rajouri, Jammu. Let me go across to my colleague Gursimran, who's also joining us live. Yes, Gursimran, certainly a massive step that has now been taken of the use and sale of drone that has been banned in Rajouri.
Indeed, a big step has been taken by the district administration Rajouri, and they have decided that use, sale, purchase and transport of drone will be prohibited in the district. The decision has been taken in view of the recent incident that has taken place in the Indian Air Force Station in Jammu, where two drones using explosion attacked an strategically important Indian Air Force Station in Jammu. And post that, various steps are being taken by the Jammu and Kashmir government, and this was one such important step. It is likely that more and more districts will follow this step. This follow the suit that has been set by the district administration in Rajouri, and Rajouri has been proactive for taking such decision. Reason being that they are the border district with Pakistan, and the first attempt, the trial run to the IEF attack was done in Rajouri when on June 3rd Pakistan dropped weapons deep inside the Indian territory, 10 kilometers inside the Indian territory, in the Thana Mandi area of Rajouri, in which one AK along with the 4 pistols and 10 magazines were dropped inside the Indian territory, and drone flew more than 10 kilometers to Indian territory to drop this, and that somewhat triggered panic among the agencies, and that's why now this decision has been taken to ban the sale, purchase, transport or use of drone in the districts.
In fact, there are so many steps and news coming in from the Jammu Air Base itself, Gursimran, one of them being the drone monitoring and jammer system that has also been installed by the IAF in the IAF station in Jammu, and by the National Security Guard. The anti-drone system will be established at all vital installations of the security forces in Jammu. Certainly, there are so many steps that are now being taken in a way to combat this drone menace that is being witnessed for several months now from across the border.
See, drone threat, which was a future threat some 7 days back, is now a real threat. It's a threat that everyone in the country is facing, because our vital installation has been hit using drones, explosive-laden drones, and that is something a cause of serious concerns, and agencies are leaving no stone unturned. We have seen that the Indian Air Force base in Jammu, the Indian Air Force station that was hit by the drone attack, has now established drone monitoring and jammer system inside the Indian Air Force base, and it is likely that anti-drone system will be installed very soon inside that. NSG commandos are working round the clock. Even the DG NSG is also here to take stock of the situation. So this this itself speaks of the initiatives that are being taken by the Union government to ensure the safety and security of all vital installations of the security forces, not only in Jammu and Kashmir but across the India, because this threat will not be restricted to Jammu if it is not contained, and that's why 6 agencies are working round the clock to get hold of the modus operandi behind this.
Absolutely. And so these are the steps that are now being taken by the border security forces, by the center as well, to make sure that the drone menace in a way can be stopped. And it has begun from Rajouri in Jammu, Gursimran, which has been the first such border district in the country. Can we expect now a policy change as well as far as the border areas surrounding India and Pakistan are concerned when it comes to drones being spotted? Because this is not the first time we are witnessing this kind of a menace. We have seen so many instances in the past as well.
At least in the 5 districts of Jammu region, we can expect same orders floating in very soon, because all the 5 Jammu, Kathua, Samba, Poonch and Rajouri, they are the border district, and the threat always loom over these districts of possible use of drone to carry out attacks or weapon dropping. And in each and every district of Jammu, in these 5 districts in Jammu region, the incidents have happened. Incidents have happened in Kathua, in Jammu, in Samba, in Poonch and in
Right.
Rajouri. So Pakistan has tried weapon dropping
In
at
fact,
all 5
stay with
places,
us,
and now
Gursimran. We are also joined by Major General G.D. Bakshi on the phone line, sir. A very important and a massive step that has now been taken for the use and sale of drone that has now been banned in Rajouri, Jammu. Do you think this is certainly a massive decision, but at the same time a step towards making certain policy changes around the border areas?
I'm afraid we have no choice now but to make certain policy changes, at least for the border districts. At least for the border district, I think it would be a very prudent decision to ban the sale and use of drones in all our border districts with Pakistan, particularly in Jammu and Kashmir and parts of Punjab. We had tried to open the UAV market because there is a lot of potential. And in fact, I think this March, only the government has come out with rules and regulations for the employment of drones for dropping pizza, stuff like that. But in the light of Pakistan now trying to wage drone warfare against us, the simple fact is Pakistan tried 4 wars to try and take Kashmir, failed dismally, lost half its country. Then it tried terrorism for 30 years, kept on sending its mujahids and fidayin on foot. That also has failed. Now Pakistan has learned the lesson from Turkey and Azerbaijan. It is getting cheap Chinese drones on the house and has planned a major drone offensive to try and destabilize India and take Jammu and Kashmir. So we need to give it a beef-fitting response. Some of it would be defensive in terms of getting the latest cutting-edge technology. But a large part of it will have to be offensive. Take the war to Pakistani territory, deter Pakistan by imposing serious costs and consequences. It just cannot be business as usual. It cannot become the new normal that Pakistan will start using drones to strike terror. And we will just haath pe haath dhare baithe dekhte reh jayenge. My foot, the Pakistanis are in for a shock. The Pakistani generals who have planned this have miscalculated. Some media reports we are getting that it was a Pakistani army UAV brigade which is now conducting all these operations on behalf of the ISI. And this is then not an act of terror. I keep saying this is an act of war. And we must respond as such. Just the fact that this attack failed to do any damage is little comfort. He has already taken that step of escalation. He has climbed the escalation ladder, and we must make it plain to him that this is not acceptable. This will not pass. You cannot use drones to attack a military target and hope to get away with it, that it is just terror as usual, terror in a new form, and India will have to live with it. We will not live with it. We will retaliate across the border, and we must raise costs and consequences for Pakistan. We must deter Pakistan from such behavior. Otherwise, it is a very good situation for Pakistan to be in. 10,000 रुपए का ड्रोन लीजिए और इस्तेमाल करिए, and you spend crores and crores in getting millimeter wave radars, laser, high-powered lasers. You start getting the Israeli shoot-down system. So that is going to be not cost-effective. We have to get offensive, and the Modi government has very rightly, changed the paradigm by launching the Uri raid, by launching the Balakot airstrike. We just need to carry on with the same. I see no reason to change course and once again become defensive for the next 30 years, while now Pakistan switches the terror war from foot soldiers to drones. Cheap drones worth just 10,000 rupees.